All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Wednesday afternoon. I was about to say Tuesday. I'm still stuck in Traders Talk Tuesday. Today is Wednesday, February 17th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome on back here for our afternoon meeting. Let's get a quick sound check just to begin, much like Chuck just did in the chat board. There we go. Great to see Donnie, who I saw was watching the MTC trade heading into this meeting. Great to see everybody else, though. Debbie, Grant, Wayne, Philip, all loud and clear. Perfect. Alrighty, and for all of us joining on social media, Facebook Live and YouTube, welcome on back. Actually, I should have had this up to begin. I had it up from before, but took it down because of class. And with that, I will start by saying we have the Phase 1 stock course continuing today, lesson number 2. We'll be talking all about the trend. The trend is your friend. Do not buck the trend. I feel like Fausto would fire me if I didn't say that. I'm joking. But nonetheless, so that's the topic of this afternoon's class. I want to skip right ahead to the gainers and losers list. Just to begin, the MTC, I will just show what's on the screen here. The MTC was popping just earlier heading into this meeting, but just took a really sharp nosedive right off that high off 579. So I hope that's not the beginning of the end. Either way, I'll put this on our main list to begin, just given its more recent run. But needs to make another higher low, break back over 550. I don't really see much on the book that stands out like as a major resistance until like basically 550 there. Let's see if there's anything above on level 4. I have my level 4 up on another screen, so I'm not going to drag it up right now. So it does look as if there's resistance, not even as much at 550 currently on the ask. There's like 8,400 shares I see, but all the way above on the MTC trade at $6. There's like a 40,000 share order at 6. There's 20,000 shares on the ask at 590. So I would just say between 590 and 6, that is your major range of resistance for this afternoon. All right, so with that, let's go from top to bottom, folks. Just build up our afternoon list, kind of a turbo lightning round edition of this afternoon meeting. Want to make sure that we're all prepped up for class here coming ahead. The LODE trade, LODE, needless to be said, we won't be watching this for the afternoon, but ended up diving off as soon as the market opened up. Also, needless to be said, just by looking at the screen. But, you know, for as much as it's up, you knew that was going to happen. So you stayed away from this stock at least at 9:30, and it didn't really give us many good buying opportunities after. And for those that did happen, just they died off pretty quick. Speaking of dying off relatively quick here, the CLPS trade didn't really die off as soon as the market opened. I guess it did pull back, but then it shot up like a rocket or shot up like a cannon after. It ended up breaking above. If I recall at the time here, we had the opening bell print on this trade. It was roughly right around like 11.90-ish, $12 or so, I think. Once it broke over that opening print, pretty much right on this bar. I know it's zoomed out, but right here, this is essentially, or the bar prior to that, I think, is where it got halted. On that same bar, broke over major resistance. It's like $1 bar. But once it broke that, it took off. It's pulled all the way back down to there and trying to hold there a bit of support for the meantime. But normally a stock like this that already made a pre-market move and after the market open move, I wouldn't expect for it to make an afternoon move. So yeah, we're going to skip this right now for the afternoon. Pretty big spread, thin liquidity on the order book as well. All right, AHACW. It's a tongue twister stock. At the highs of the day, technically, just pretty thin order book as well for a $3 stock. So we're going to pass. Pets, another one like LODE from earlier today that was up big in pre-market. You knew that was going to tank as soon as the market opened. I guess we could say this did make some sort of burst back up. Like, I didn't take part in this. I think we were in class at the time of this happening. And then from there, we had Traders Talk. But oh my goodness. I mean, like, if you jumped in from 8, kudos, right? Money's money. But the more this gets halted on the way up, you know it's going to get halted on the way down. And when it gets halted on the way down, that is typically the end of the show. So if you got in from a lower price, I'm sure, I hope that you did well. But afterwards, this thing was just a train wreck after. Imagine trying to get in here, expecting it to move up, gets halted on the way down. And then when it reopens up, it drops an extra like $2 pretty much instantly. So that's not the type of stock you want to get caught in. All right, we keep it pushing. EH, for as much as this dived off yesterday, I want to go back on the chart really quick. I'm not going to put this on the main list for this afternoon, but whew, this thing took a beating heading into the final hour of the day yesterday. So even before that, it was dropping down from like 110 down to 100, down to 90 here. Double bottom broke below that price. And once it broke below 90 here, really, like, the wheels completely fell off. Drove all the way down towards the low of the day here, essentially off 40, 39 plus. And I guess today trying to make a squeeze back up here, making some sort of recovery. Let me get my chart there. There we go. For what it's worth, for as much as it dropped, you would hope to see this make some sort of a, recovery. I mean, I thought it did a pretty good job so far, but for the afternoon, just I wouldn't expect that much further. And even so, it's just very expensive, very big spread, just not worth it. I'd rather trade the MTC. Ooh, look at this CNET trade trying to make a squeak back up over 5. I'm sure that could be a potential setup. Looks like there was a lot of buying off of 5 earlier. I say that based on the huge volume bars here. Ooh, this could actually be pretty interesting. If the stars align, this could make for a really nice run heading into the afternoon. Obviously, that's under the precursor of if the stars align. So what I mean by that is just the fact that this stock, much like the others so far that we've went over, already had a very active day. It didn't like pump and dump across the day. It moved up and down, but compared to the pre-market, perhaps if this could break above 5 here coming up, it could make a much sharper run up, one that we would have hoped for here. So I don't mind putting this on our main list just to begin here for right now, the CNET trade, just given it could break over 5 one more time. And even after 5, you have an order of 510. That's kind of looming ahead here. All right, with Bitcoin popping just earlier, I don't have my charts up, just provided we have class coming up ahead, so I wanted to zip right through this meeting. GRNQ is another blockchain-related stock. We know that back, I think it was like just midway through January, they came out with news that they were putting a portion of their treasury reserve asset into Bitcoin. That was the news that came out at the time. David pointing out right now that Bitcoin broke over 52K. I got to take a look at my screen here. I'm not going to show it for the meeting. I'm going to show it on my own phone, my cell phone. Yeah, live right now, David. Over the last 15 minutes at least, Bitcoin's been pushing up really well. So GRNQ is one of those stocks that we've had in mind. It's been more of a side list stock than it has been featured on the main lists, but yeah, this looks pretty strong right now heading into the close. I'll check out some of the other blockchains out there. FTFT looking really flat. Nothing going on just yet there. BTBT, same thing, obviously, even though they're just way out of price range now. The Riot, the Mara, both pushing up still at this point. I do like that GRNQ, though. That really piques my interest. And not because this is affiliated with Bitcoin, but MGI. I know that they had some sort of affiliation with another cryptocurrency, but just because I saw GRNQ up, just because David said Bitcoin at 52K, I said, you know what, let me look at MGI really quick once again here. So we called this out heading into the afternoon, earlier before the meeting started. It's been a real slowpoke. This is not directly affiliated with Bitcoin like some of the others are. But I just said, you know what, let me look at it right now. Just jump to it here. We would have found this on the gainers list anyway, up 18%. You know what, though? I don't mind just slipping this on as well alongside the GRNQ. GRNQ looking a lot sharper with Bitcoin's direction heading into the afternoon. But, this is still near the highs, pretty close, and moving up right now a little bit. So this MGI, just keep a good eye on as well. All right, let's see what else we got. We got the NXTD popping right now, pretty much right in our face. We saw this from earlier today going to the market open. I called it out then. It died off pretty quick, so I didn't think that this was going to happen. That's why I said it's like blasting right in my face there, just popping from 230 all the way up towards the high of 266. A little bit of a shake right now, pulling back a bit there, but really strong trend heading into the afternoon, so yeah. All right, cool. What else we got here, folks? If there's anything else that's within our price range that looks good, I say within our price range because there's a stock that I could put on our list. It's just I know it's out of a lot of our ranges here. The QuantumScape off earnings from yesterday afternoon, QS. So if you're trading the more expensive stocks, I would definitely focus on this more. But for the same reasons as Riot and some of the others that we've looked at thus far, just big spread at times, very thin liquidity. FLDM, familiar name. We've traded the stock over the last, I guess not as recent, but I mean, back from December, January time here, even going back into last year, more so the summer. Just familiar names. So I guess not doing a whole lot right now. Popped earlier today, at least, the FLDM. All right, that just about does it across the gainer side, folks. Every time I say that, I'm sure there's going to be something that just pops up suddenly, but if there's anything else that's up, that's big, that looks good, type it in the chat board. Let me know. Want to hop over to the losers list here in the meantime. The market is up big today, or not big. I mean, it's at the highs right now, up 52 points from the close yesterday. I guess from this dip point, it made a nice recovery from the morning, bounce back up. But, technically up across the day, moving upward, heading into the afternoon. So hopefully a very big green close for us all here, but we'll see if there's anything on the losers end. Bunch of stuff hard to borrow to begin, just, not shortable. We wouldn't be able to take advantage of the drop-off. There is one that was making a dead cat bounce. Maybe it moved up so much from the market open that it just dropped off from the losers list here. The LKCO, the PXS, what made the top percent gainers list yesterday. Obviously Socket and then SHIP. Pretty much all of those from yesterday made the losers list here today. Sundial, SNDL. Oh, this is the one, CAR. Okay, I was trying to remember it just without checking, but here we go, CAR. This was the one that dropped off in pre-market from the after hours yesterday. I don't know what the news was. My assumption is earnings, but man, this ended up making a nice squeeze heading into the late morning, more so just really the afternoon. It had good spreads at the time. Right now, though, starting to shake around a little bit here. So, nice trade from the morning. I think at this point now we're going to pass. All right, so that just about does it on the losers end, really. We say this all the time, but there's not going to be as much on the losers list when the market's up, and then entirely there's not as much just trade-off of typically day-to-day. What do we got here from the chat board, though? We got from Norman, he's calling out check, and then Chuck on DPW. Check, nice pop here so far. It's up 24+%. I don't know if I just skipped over this, skimming through, but I don't think I looked at this. Nice move up for the afternoon. We traded the stock going back into the end of last year entirely. Pop and drop. It's like building a Fausto flag here to a degree off 225. Yeah, I'll put this on our list for right now, Norman. Good call. Hopefully it doesn't die off soon enough. Hopefully there's a lot more left to it. But definitely good call in the meantime here. I like it. Good level 1 to 2 stock. And then Chuck saying the DPW, which is blockchain related now, back in the blockchain or Bitcoin mining business. But nonetheless, DPW pushing up pretty steadily for the afternoon. This stock's teased the crap out of me over the last week or so. It's been active in pre-market on given mornings. Like here, you can clearly see in mid-January, just popped up probably pre-market trading session. And then after the market opens up, completely tanked. So got to be careful. It did it yesterday, legitimately, just pop and drop and now back up today. So I like the activity. I like the call out for right now. This will also make our list here. Then RJF asking about the CLPS. It's done. So that's not going to move nearly as well as we would want it to move for the afternoon. After dealing with all of this from earlier, if you're going to trade this for the afternoon, just realize that the chances of you getting another one of these is extremely rare. It's not going to happen, I will say. And if I'm wrong with that, I will be glad to be wrong. But I just bring that up because I don't want you to get into a trade and then for you to get your butt kicked on a shake back down. That's typically what happens on stocks like these after making such a big move from earlier. All right, folks. So I think that just about does it. I will check out Benzinga Pro. I don't have it up on my other monitor here in the meantime, so we'll look at that, but I don't have anything else for you. Got Archon. Ooh, how about this? We're going to check out a familiar name. I see it popping up on my Benzinga signals page right now. It's not making the biggest move. It's certainly not up or down a whole lot percent-wise, but the ZOM, I just got a ping for new high of the day. I just don't know. It's a nice trend heading into the afternoon off that 210 price. Now it's testing the high off 237. Good sideless stock. Not fully sold just yet. I feel like it already made such a big move from earlier, so it really looks good. The Archon trade up 27+%. Just got a ping for new high of the day on that. This looks really choppy. I would not want to follow this right off the bat just yet for this trade. Yeah, this one not doing anything just yet either. All right, folks, I think that we're just about good to go. Last one at the bell here at the buzzer from Chuck. X back to the level I shorted from earlier today. There you go. Well, history typically will repeat itself, right? So If that's a stock that you did well on from earlier today, Chuck, and if you're going to be trading and not in class later, then definitely keep it on your main list. It's proven to be a good side list stock once again, the U.S. Steel. Last one. This one's at the buzzer here from PC Trading Solutions here on YouTube. Asking about the NXTD. That one's already on our list, so perhaps joining us late here, but the NXTD certainly already on our list. We went over this just before. I like popped, or I turned over right to this as it was popping. It was pretty fortunate timing. All right, folks, we're just about good to go here. So in total, we got 2, we got 4, we got 6, we got 7. For all of us on social media, really quickly, we'll keep announcing this throughout this week, much like we had from last week. But once again, we will be conducting our Traders Talk workshop. We do this 3 times a year on our social media feeds. That will be coming up next week, next Tuesday. We were supposed to be doing that yesterday. We ran into a tech issue, which forced us to reschedule. For all of us live inside the trading room, we just did that. That was earlier this afternoon. We'll post the recording of that on the student dashboard this evening. But outside of that, for all of us on social media, if you'd like to join us this week, feel free. Click the link down below on the banner. But otherwise, stay tuned. Next Tuesday at 11 o'clock Eastern time in the morning, we will be hosting our live Traders Talk workshop on YouTube. All right. For all of us inside the trading room here, just bear with us for a quick moment. I'm going to jump off the mic, type and tweet the picks. And then I know that Rich and Fausto will be jumping on the mic themselves for the commentary while most of us will be in class. All right, for all of us joining class, I look forward to seeing you there. For those of you not, best of luck trading heading into this Wednesday afternoon. Take care.